Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be building a small starter home for the 4 roommates that I made in Create a Sim in the last video. So I've chosen 7 Sim Lane as the lot we're going to build on, and the only real requirements for this house are that it needs to house 4 roommates and it needs to not be more than 20,000 simoleons. So I think we're going to do something pretty simple because we don't have a ton of money. And I'm not too worried about the house being really beautiful. I just want it to be nice enough to move in straight off the bat. What if we did something like this? It's going to be just 1 floor, I think. We could have, for example, a front door here maybe. A little living area maybe right when you walk in the door. There may be a kitchen dining area behind, and at least 2 bedrooms over here. Because we've got 4 roommates, they could share bedrooms. I mean, it would be nice if they had their own bedroom, like each sim had their own bedroom, because it's just nice to have privacy, isn't it? But is that going to make the house a bit expensive to have 4 bedrooms in a starter home? I don't know, I might try actually. But I think the bedrooms would have to be really small. Okay, so how about this? We've got now potentially 4 bedrooms, a bathroom, and a large living area that could also have a kitchen. I think the bedrooms are a little bit small, but I'm just very wary of the price that the house is going to be. So I'm thinking maybe if we put some like basic furniture in, just to kind of have as a placeholder, to make sure that we're not going over budget. That way we know all essentials are covered, kind of thing. So I think it's going to be Spartan specials for the beds. Then we could put just some basic plumbing in. And of course we need doors. I mean, we could use these really cheap curtain doors, but I think it would be nice for everybody to have a little bit of privacy. So I think we'll put proper doors. And we're going to need some windows. I think that's starting to look like a house. We need to put some other furniture in the living area because a kitchen is kind of important. So let's put some basic kitchen stuff in. Just like the cheap of the cheap to begin with. I'd like to have a 3-seater couch. The cheapest one is the recycled couch, which is not very comfortable, but we might have to just go with that to start things off. And then a fairly decent TV, not the cheapest TV. Because looking on the neighborhood, the house is already 14,000. Oh my gosh. So we have less than 6,000 simoleons to furnish everything. Okay, I think we can do it though. We're going to just have to use really cheap floor coverings and wall coverings and things like that. This one is the cheapest one, 3 simoleons per tile. What if we use that in a couple of the bedrooms? I don't want to use it everywhere because it's going to make the house look really samey. I feel like I want each of the bedrooms to kind of express something about the personality of the sim who's going to live there, but then at the same time I think we're just a little bit too poor for that. This is very much like starting at the bottom, and the Sims are going to have to work towards having enough money to be able to personalize their spaces maybe. I don't know, I don't really like all these floor coverings used together. Something's a little bit off, but I think we can still change things around a bit. If we just get some wallpaper, the cheapest one is 3 simoleons. But there aren't that many options, only these first 5 wallpapers are 3 simoleons. I want to buy a few other essentials. Like we know we definitely need a phone, and we need a burglar alarm, and a smoke alarm. And let's go back to the neighborhood and see how much the house is costing. Okay, only 15,000. So we still got well over 4,000 left. Okay, I think we can now brighten things up a little bit, add a few extra pieces of furniture. I think a bookcase would be good. A mirror for the bathroom. I don't know what color roof to go for, because the outside wall covering is very plain, so it'd be quite nice to have like a more fun color maybe. Maybe bright red. Maybe green actually. I quite like the green. I might go with the green. This one. I think we should add some lights, because I always forget to add lights. I feel like because the house looks really light in the daytime, with the windows providing enough light, it's like, do we even need lights? And then it gets to nighttime and it's like super dark. So let's add at least one light in each room and then kind of see where we're at. I'm thinking it would be nice to have like a dining table here behind the couch maybe, but at the same time I want there to be enough space for everybody to move around easily. I'm thinking once we have Sims come over when we're trying to make friends and things like that, it might not be ideal. I mean, Sims can just stand up and eat if they have to, but I guess it's more realistic to have a dining table. I guess we could just have a dining table for 2 Sims and then everybody else could stand up, but that doesn't really solve the problem either. And I kind of predict Sims getting stuck here while trying to come into this bedroom if somebody else is sitting in this chair and eating. So what if we moved like the table over here, and then we could move the phone and put that behind the couch? Or we could move the couch closer to the TV, and that would give us a bit more space to have a bigger table. I think I'm just gonna go with the 2-seater table for now, and maybe decorate a little bit more with a few plants just to kind of brighten up the house, because I think it looks a little bit drab. And I don't know, I still want it to be a nice enough house to live in, not just the absolute bare minimum, because I feel like otherwise it's too tempting to just put all of the furniture on the grass and not even bother having a house, if I don't try and make it nice for the Sims at least. I think one thing that would be nice to add that's free would be maybe a little pond, just to kind of make the rest of the lot look nicer. And then maybe some trees and plants. I think we could put some flowers maybe by the front door. I'm a bit tempted to put like a lot of flowers because they don't add to the cost of the house, but then it's also extra work for the Sims to water them, assuming the Sims are not really rich enough to hire a gardener. So maybe it would be nice to have a few bushes that don't really require watering, like some of these hawthorn shrubs. Except not there, not in front of the front door. Maybe just like around the side of the house. Maybe something at the back. There's no back door at the moment, but we might add a back door down the line maybe. But then I don't know, is it really worthwhile having a load of plants around the back if no one's going to see them? I don't know, I think I'm just adding plants a little bit randomly because for some reason I'm not so bothered about everything looking a certain kind of way, having a specific look. I think we're going to need a few more objects for the house though, because we're going to need some skill building objects. It would be good to have an easel, maybe that could go in one of the bedrooms, and probably some way to get the logic skill. I think the checker set is probably the cheapest way to do that. Let's move the easel into this room and get some chairs for the checker set. Or I guess we only really need one chair in order for one Sim to use it, but it would be nice to have 2. Let's put 2, and then if we're really strapped for cash, we can always delete one. Okay, I'm going a little bit crazy with the shrubs, but for some reason, I don't mind. I think it's just nice to have a thriving garden, even if the garden is not particularly tidy or kept nicely. I'm kind of wondering if we've got too many different colors going on with the different bedrooms. Maybe I should have just given everybody the same carpet color. I just didn't want it to look too bland. I don't know. Let's go back to the neighborhood and see how much the house is. Because if it's gone over 20,000, we'll have to change something. It's only 17,000. How have I managed that? Okay, let's spend some money then. I think we could do with some wall art, because we haven't got any paintings hanging on the wall or anything. Let's get the Forgotten Guinea Pig painting, because I think it's a very cute picture, and it's very inexpensive. It's only 60 simoleons. I'm not going to get a tragic clown, because I feel like that might be setting this household up for failure. Let's get a watercolor by JME. Maybe that could go in this bedroom. It would also be quite nice to have a dresser, because I don't think any of the bedrooms have a dresser at the moment. Which is the cheapest one? I guess this beige yellow one. I think we've got something for every skill except body. So I guess we could get a workout bench. They are quite expensive, 700 simoleons, but it might be a good investment. I mean, you only really need that if a sim is working in a career that needs body skill, but it doesn't hurt to buy it considering we can afford it. The other thing we do not have, and that would make quite a difference I think, is to get some end tables. How much are they each? These ones are 40 simoleons. Some of the nicer ones, ooh, 135. That is kind of one of my go-to end tables, but it's quite a bit more expensive. Maybe we'll stick with the 40 simoleon ones and just put a few of these in for some of these bedrooms. Maybe we should mix it up, do different ones for each room, because I kind of started out saying that I wasn't really going to be able to personalize any of these bedrooms, but now I kind of want to. This end table looks like a stack of cases. It's got an orange case in the middle of the stack, which kind of matches the orange carpet in there, so we could use that. I think we could then add a few decorations on the end tables, or maybe some lights. This desk lamp is only 20 simoleons, and then this one's 25, so I think we could put that one in here. Then maybe get some little flowers to put on the other end tables. I don't think everything necessarily matches, but it's kind of like each room does have a little bit of personality. It might be more wise actually to upgrade this couch, because that's going to be something that's going to affect needs, and comfort is one of those needs that as soon as it drops, your sim just will not do anything at all, and it takes a little while to get it back up again if they don't have enough comfortable furniture. If I switch that to, say, this, the country class sofa, or even this one, which is actually a little bit cheaper, let's try that. And I'm going to go back to the neighborhood and see where we are with the cost of the house. Still only 18,000. Okay, 18,910. So we have like 1,000 more simoleons to spend. I think we could turn this dirt path into a proper paved path, because I kind of did that to begin with because it's free, but after a few sim days it's probably going to fade, so it would be nice to have just like a proper path leading up to the front door. Or we could even do a little curve like that, or maybe like that. This lot is kind of weird. 7 Sim Lane, it has this gap between the road and the actual lot. I don't know if there are other lots that do that, but I guess I could put move objects on and then I can put another tile there. That way it will link completely to the street. I think we could do with a light on the porch. Maybe a Sunot shop light. We could put that there. We could maybe move the wind chime over. One thing that would be really useful that we don't have is a computer. But at the same time, when you move Sims in, I think you can buy a computer to get the choice of 3 jobs and then just delete it the same day and get all your money back. So I don't know if that's something that is going to be a must. I guess there's this space here we could kind of put a computer where the phone is, but that's going to kind of clog up this walkway a little bit. I've added another picture on the wall in the living area, this little tiger picture, and I've just added another pond as well on the other side of the path, just because it's free. I think we're pretty much fine now. I feel like all essentials are kind of covered, and then we've been able to go a bit further and actually make the house a bit nicer beyond just essentials as well. So let's go back to the neighborhood and check how much it is. I'm pretty sure it will be under 20,000. So it's 19,279. So there's still like 700 simoleons to like play around with if necessary. I think I'm pretty happy with how the house is for the time being. I'm going to be moving in my household of 4 roommates, but if you want to download this house, the link will be in the description. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.